Hi, I'm Arifin.
I'm Tashin.
I'm Iman.
I'm Rama, and we are all from NUS Mechanical Engineering. So actually, Arifin was the pioneer student in Donaldson Dean, so I think he'll get the ball rolling.
Okay, so I joined in Donaldson Dean back in primary 5 for my PSLE, and after which for my O level, and continued to stay here for my A level as well. So I got to know the three of them via Sec 3, Pure Physics and Pure Chem Plus. Maybe Tashin, you wanna share more?
I joined in Sec 3, and then I think I was the only student back then when in AMF. Yeah, so I was alone. Then after that, I realized that when going by this tuition, right, I can see very good improvement in my grades. And then maybe I should tell my friends also lah. And then that's when I told Rama to join for my AMF Sec 3 class. I think he joined at the end of Sec 3. Yeah, around Sec 4. And then for him, he was back there, he was in another tuition center. So he finished his O levels, then we are all friends also lah. So we told him for JC, and he joined us in JC for math. Maybe you can tell them why you joined our A level math and physics class.
Well, in JC, I did very badly for my physics and math lah. I had I think, fail as is that what you call it, E and S grade for math and physics. But over time, as I joined this tuition, my grades improved and I got A for math and pretty good grades for physics too. Rama, so would you like to explain why you came for DDEC tuition?
Okay lah, actually basically me and Tashin were classmates. Yeah, so obviously you can see my grades dipping, then his grades improving like he said. So I just talking with him one time, then he said he's going to this tuition center, quite fun, and he can see his grades improving lah. So I said why not, let's give it a try lah. So that's how I came into DDEC, and to my surprise, okay, I absolutely hate studying lah. Okay, but when I come here, I think the environment and everything really helped me to enjoy what I do, to enjoy studying lah, which obviously now in NUS I don't lah. Yeah, quite tough. Yeah.
So when I first joined, right, I was, as I said before, I was like the only student here. And then I joined here mainly because my grades were low, that's one. Another one is I didn't have the interest for the subjects that I was studying in school. So because I just go for lessons, I just see that they just teach a bit, and I see I have no interest. I wouldn't want to study at home also. So when I came for this tuition, when I was the only student, I saw that he actually went more than academics. Like he got to know me as a person, tried to improve me as a I had a lot of personal developments also lah. When I first came, I was very low in confidence, and I wouldn't want to. I'm like a very introvert person. So, but at the end of the year, which is just like 6 months period, right? I felt like I had more confidence. In class, I would want to go to the board and do the questions, or want to answer my teachers more willingly. And then I thought that maybe I should tell my friends also. And I told them. When they came, and it just doubled the fun lah. And we just had fun because it's not just like about studying. We also crack a bit of jokes in here and there during class. And then we had a lot of fun lah. So I'll be looking forward to coming to this tuition at the end of the week, right? Throughout the whole week. Yeah. So that's how much my interest level have gone up. Yeah. Then maybe Rama can tell you all about what improvements he had when he joined the tuition.
Okay lah, like he said, obviously academically, okay, I think I want to share something about Tashin first lah. So he say he come here got personal development. That one I not very sure, but confidence definitely lah. Cause he walk around like big man already lah after 6 months. Cause yeah, you can see that with his grades improving, he also improved as a person lah. And that's when we start talking about it, and he recommended me here. So when I first came in, like I said just now, it was a different environment lah that I didn't expect. So that's how I got very interested into studying and in DDEC also. Yeah. So eventually, within the short time period, I think I joined for the last 6 months.
You were a bit late lah.
Yeah, I was a bit late. I think last one year or 6 months. I think within that short period of time, can see my F turn into a A1 lah. Yeah, so I think That's the magic of DDC. Yeah. Yeah, so actually, Iman, you said you're the last to join, right? I remember you only joined A level.
Yeah.
So actually, what's your perspective of DDC?
Well, basically, I came to tuition for my A levels, right? The environment here was very competitive. You see, these three people, especially, were too damn smart, I tell you. I had to put in a lot of effort to
They like to talk
actually
about.
get on the same level or around the same level as them. So yeah, through this tuition, it really improved my grades a lot. You know, Rifin, I didn't really like tuition, but after coming here for quite some time, I started to like it. How did you manage to survive here since P5?
Survive is very negative word.
Yeah.
Yeah, sustain lah.
Oh
So,
my god, where's
yeah,
my
like
thesaurus?
So what like Rama said before lah, I'm the pioneer student here. So I actually didn't go around other tuition lah since primary school, primary 5, 6 and secondary school and A level. I've been here all the way. So one of the important reasons what made me stay here, I would say, is the kind of good chemistry that I had with Mr. Maidin. And another thing was that when he was teaching me and stuff, I know I was going on the right path. When I say right path is my grades were improving, and apart from my grades, like what Tashin mentioned earlier about personal development, was also something which I observed. And apart from that, I would say for myself, who's coming from a business-minded kind of family, they didn't really have that much of hope or expectation that I would end up doing well. So when I actually did see my grades getting better and better, my father especially, he started to realize that maybe I do have some potential. And after seeing that how I really showed interest in coming to tuition and all, he kind of supported me in that decision and kind of guided me as well lah. He kind of pushed me, gave his best motivation and support from his end as well. So overall, I know that coming here was the right choice and the right path that I took. So yeah, I think which is why that's how I survived here lah all these years.
Amazing. Tashin, I'm just curious, how has coming to DDEC helped you in your uni academic life?
I mean, the subjects that he taught, right? Mainly it was math and physics. But then when I came to class, I also asked him few stuff about chemistry or any other subjects that I need help lah. He would just help in like to the best of his ability. But the subjects that he taught me specifically, which was math and physics, I realized that not just for A levels or O levels, it actually helps your whole interest in it or like your whole ability in the subject. So when I came to university after 2 years of national service, right, I would have like forgotten all my math and physics stuff. But when I started my uni, when I just read back his notes, I felt like I could easily understand what they were talking about. And in university, the modules which are mostly physics and math, because we are in engineering, right, I realized that I could understand the concepts which are quite hard for other people to understand. Yeah. And then since we are all in the same course, we also can ask each other, and they will we will just help each other lah. And then you will I think we have performed, I won't say decently, I think quite good lah. Yeah, until now.
Yeah, so for myself, I always wanted to be an engineer, partly because of bloodline lah. My dad is an engineer himself, so he would also want me to be somewhat of an engineer. But generally, since young, I always had an interest in engineering, specifically into aeronautical lah. But right now we are all in Mech Eng, and I think one of the main reason for that is Mr. Maidin lah. Yeah, because when I specifically remember when we were doing A-level tuition, right, we were taking math and physics, and somehow during physics lesson suddenly he will infuse the math into it. Then during math lesson he will suddenly infuse the physics into it, and actually all this, the logic behind it is engineering lah. So I think that's how we all got influenced, okay, slowly to go to engineering. So actually, I know that Iman at first he didn't really want to join engineering, right? Yeah, but
Yeah.
what made you change your mind?
At the start, I didn't really have a goal to what I wanted to do in university. My mom wanted me to do medicine, but during tuition, as Miss Maiden is teaching, he always gives us very interesting stories about engineering, all these problems, how people solve them. it was all very inspiring. Then once the time came for me to choose my course, I chose mechanical engineering.
Also cause Mr. Maidin very pro engineering lah.
Yeah.
He will say engineer is God, engineer is everything. Yeah. So I think that's the influence he had on us lah. Yeah, really inspire us to do something that we found our passion.
Actually, to add on also, when to why we took engineering, we all four of us we believe that if you were to pursue this engineering track, Mr. Maidin is always there for us to actually anything we can get back to him, and he's our godfather for this. More touching. So it's that belief that made us all choose engineering, and I would confidently say we all made the right choice.
Thumbs up.
Hey, Iman, you during our A-level class, you didn't like maths, especially on the stats topic and all. You were like complaining about it every day to me. So you don't talk about that,
Bruh, I hated math. It was terrible. You know when your grades keep on dropping, and even though you're studying, it doesn't keep on improving. Yeah, it's quite sad. But after you come to DDC, after I came to DDC, after Mr. Maidin sometimes taught me one-on-one lessons, so my grades started improving really well.
Maybe you want to talk about how you're pressurized also when you talk about the one-on-one.
Yeah, I pressurized people all over.
Hey,
Actually, there was a time where it was holiday time, so I think you were the only one who came.
Yeah. I remember all of these guys, they all went to India. I was with Mr. Maidin one-on-one. He taught me all about summation, binomial theorem, and some other stuff I don't remember anymore. Wow, but all of that, wow. He teach me that one time, it became so easy.
Yeah, then we came back and then we see this guy, wow, genius
Die
ever.
already, then we all bad.
I mean, when we first came here, right, AMF also, like, all of us didn't like AMF. But only after we came here, we realized that AMF is actually like easier than EMF. I mean, I go around telling my friends, hey guys, AMF easier than EMF.
Yeah.
They'll come and scold me, they say, hey, back up.
The friend. So because of that, that's why I joined. Yeah, cause AMF was absolute pain lah. Yeah, all the tests all come out like single digit, 0. Then this Tashin, every time Tamil class sit beside him, I like to talk all. Hey, AMF easier bro, what are you talking about? But okay lah, after I come here, once you improve, right, you know when you get good at things, then it will seem easier. Yeah, so after that I also join him lah. Yeah, go around telling people.
Oh yeah. So since me, Tashin and Rama were in the same secondary school, right? We actually had night study once. Then we were doing AMF paper together. I think all of us finished it in like 1.5 hours or something. It was so easy.
Peanuts
I think Tashin got like 90
No,
something.
classic Tashin always like that one. See, look at his face, he like want to say something.
It was fun. We, all three of us, like, everyone was doing paper in the hall, like, everyone was together. And the teacher said, actually, if you finish, you can go already. And around like 1.5 hours or like 1 hour 15 minutes, then we stood up. Then we start walking to the front. Then people all look at us like, wow. No lah, but not bragging lah, but really,
Not bragging,
but
not bragging.
really, made me improve my math, physics, and it also had an impact on my chemistry also, because when I come for my lessons, right, sometimes you'll be having this chemistry lesson in the other class. Then sometimes I will just join also lah. Then I also see that actually there's a lot of easier ways to remember some things. You know, you're supposed to memorize a bit for chemistry, right? Yeah, and then you can just I see that he actually has very easy ways to memorize all the like maybe metals for transition metals and everything. Yeah, and then I think my chemistry also improved a bit lah. Yeah.
So you stand outside study chemistry.
For me, right, I recommended to both of them, right? But then the person that recommended to me was my cousin, because they came here before me, and they told me that this tuition was really good, right? I just came. And after this, I've actually told many people about this tuition. I'm not really very sure whether they will come lah, but I know these two people, I know a few other people that have come to the tuition. And for those that are thinking that maybe should I go for this tuition, or like is it worth it, that kind of thing, I would just say it's worth it lah, because it's not just academical improvement, you also get fun lah. Like in the fun that you can't get in school, you also can get it here, because we can get to know people, and then also Mr. Maidin goes the extra mile to know you and help your problems in life also. Yeah, so I think it's really good. Yeah.
I think you have proven examples of those.
It's more of a culture here, lah. Culture, family kind of thing. You can always come back to us anything you want, like any help, not only academically related. So I think that's what differentiates like all of the tuition centers and GGEC lah. Yeah.
Yeah, plus Mr. Maidin is very inspirational. All his stories, the way he teaches, it's all on point.
So I think just now Rama talk about how it's about the culture. I personally felt it like for being with him for many years. There are even some things I would say outside of school, outside of academic. There are personal stuff that I even share with him, which I don't really tend to share at home, and he has given me the support lah, which by words I won't be able to explain that, which is something that only I can explain, feel it lah. So all I can say is coming here was something that I won't regret for life.
Kanira.
Kanira.